We've done some basic work with Burp Suite at this point. One of the things I want to look at now is doing some fuzzing attacks. Now, fuzzing attacks are really useful for a lot of different reasons. Of course, when you're fuzzing, some of the things you could be fuzzing are doing different ways of doing a SQL injection or maybe cross-site scripting, or you could just be looking to see if you can break a session token or do some work with maybe causing a denial of service attack to demonstrate that the application code is potentially weak or not doing really good input validation. So lots of good reasons to do fuzzing. So let me show you a few things about fuzzing with Burp Suite. So let's just do a little bit of playing around on the website just so we've got some things to look at in Burp Suite. We need some requests to be able to look at here so that we can actually go send them off to where we're going to do the fuzzing. So right here, I've got a request. You can see I've got the player and the admin. And what I want to do is I want to send this to the intruder. Now I'm going to go off to the intruder here, and I've got the target. And now I need to go to the positions. And you can see over here, we've got two sections that are highlighted. So these are where we're actually going to be setting payloads. So the payload is where I'm actually going to be doing the fuzzing work. So I need to select the variables that I want to do some playing with. And I think the first thing we want to do is clear this one out. And I just want to fuzz the admin. So the sniper attack is fine for this. We're only going to be doing one. And my payload set is going to be number 1. If there were multiple payloads, I could pull that down and select those. My payload type, I'm actually going to do a simple list. And let's do some quick fuzzing here. So we're just going to send some garbage in, basically, and see how that actually works. So I've got my payload set up. And now I can just run the attack. So it's going to run through the attack, and we're going to see what the status is. So this was just some very simple garbage that I sent in, and we got a 200 OK from all of it. Now, I could do a full fuzzing attack here, and I'd get a whole lot of other things around SQL injection, command injection, those sorts of things. So now I want to do a start attack again. And we're going to run through all of the attacks. I'm still getting 200s. And I could look at the request and the response here, and just to see what it looks like. Let's look at the response and see whether we get anything unusual here or not. And it doesn't look like there's much of anything interesting that we're getting back from this, so it doesn't look like we really got much of any results there. So what I could also do is I could do some iteration. And I could do this, for example. And we could run through the custom iterator and do an attack on that as well. So now I'm just flipping through all of those types of things. Of course, I could also add in anything that I wanted to here. So I could add that in as well. So you can see I've got some flexibility. I could use the built-in lists that are available with Burp Suite, or I could create my own. So there's different things that I can do with the payloads. I can also do things like character substitution. So I can change characters, and what this does is it gives me the ability to do things like changing letters into numbers. So sometimes you'll change a letter into a number because the letter looks a little bit like the number, and now what I can do is select one of these. Let's select the full again and just see what we can do here. So I'm going to start the attack, and it's going to pop the attack open, and you can see we're starting to do some different things where we're sending in zeros instead of O's, and there are a number of other characters that are being converted into numbers. Of course, that's the built-in thing, and you'll see at the moment we're going to be testing 656,670 tests. We're going to be running all of those because of the different combinations of letters and numbers that we've been changing around here. So I'm actually going to pause that and cancel it. But you can see where Burp Suite gives me a lot of capability to be doing some different things with fuzzing attacks. I could do a brute forcer, and I could set the minimum length and maximum length on that, and we could do some brute force attacks. So there's a lot of capabilities that Burp Suite has to send variable data and variable length data into a web application just to see what sort of results that we can get and whether that's going to lead us anywhere useful or not.